good to be able to coach somebody with a win, with a notch in the win column. So, our guys played hard. I thought they played hard all season long, and appreciate them and leadership taking over. And pleased with our coaching staff and how hard they worked to get this win. And just got to keep it going now. So, looking for the next one. Questions?
Talk about the start, because you were able to get the defensive stop, get a good drive, touchdown, turnover, touchdown. That just seemed to really set the tone. Yeah,
we can do that every week. That'd be good, you know. So because Braden O'Backery was a big-time player for us early on, and he's just a tough kid. That he's probably one of our better guys on kickoff and on special teams. That has a knack for making tackles and making big plays, and he can run the ball a little bit too. So he's good to utilize the fullback a little bit more. So.
Your word of the week was aggressive. Do you feel like the team took that to heart and played aggressively this week?
I hope so. I mean, I think that just keep it going, you know, and being consistently aggressive. I still feel like there's a lot of points that we left on the field, didn't get in the scoreboard, and a lot of mistakes still, you know. But I think it was good for our reserve defensive guys to. I mean, not good that they got scored on, but. It's hard to simulate those reps and give them that type of experience, you know. So I thought the last two drives that they had scoring on us was hard for our defense and hard for our coaches to take. But I think it would be a good step for our guys in experience and seeing it on film. You know what I mean, when it all counts. And offensively, there's definitely some things that we still need to keep working on. But I think it's for the most part, I thought our guys did well up front. I thought we took advantage of our strength up front on both defense and offensive line. Obviously, I think we can handle the run better. We have to give a lot of credit to San Jose State for sticking with it and finding seams and holes in our run defense.
Offense got off to a very quick start, building nearly 14-0 lead. How big was that for your team?
Yeah, I mean, it was just nice to be able to get a lead and then not have to play from behind and have to catch up and get so tight with that type of setup. You know, and we just got ourselves in the hole way too many times in a lot of games, and you know, our goal is to try to get some confidence and establish that identity and keep working on it and then try to sustain it throughout the game. Like I said, there's still a lot of things we can fix, but just pleased that we got the win. You know, it's been something that we've been needing, and so just excited for that, but just really want to get back to work and try to get the next one.
What did you see from Tanner Mangum regarding this play?
Just from me, without watching film, I thought there were still a lot of plays that he could have made. There's some throws that were a little off, and then after we would watch it on film and see if it's the routes or if it's on his delivery, you know. But there's some opportunities that we could have had. For some reason, the third down throw to Matt Bushman just comes to mind. You know, I think it was high, and I don't think Matt had a lot of people around him. You know, and it was just odd for a third down for him to be open like that, but. Just completing those plays. You never think that a quarterback is going to be, every throw is going to be perfect, but there's some that I think he's way better at throwing and he could have delivered better. But there's a lot of deep balls and shots that he took that I was really happy with.
At what point in the game were you comfortable that this was the one to end the streak that you were going to get?
I don't know. I guess I never really got comfortable with that. You know, I just felt like we're trying to establish an identity through our aggression and just want to keep pushing for that. It didn't really matter what the score was, you know. I think I went for it on the fourth down, and it was pretty much on our side of the ball, and just didn't care. I just wanted to see our guys perform and wanted to see them answer the call when we had put a lot of trust in them and to make plays. And I thought, for the most part, they did that. You know, I'm pretty pleased with the way the coaches coached and prepared their guys, and I thought the players did a great job.
How do you evaluate KJ and any update on him after he left?
Yeah, disappointing that KJ wasn't able to come back and finish. We'll have to look at it again. I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's enough information for us to know yet what the severity of his injury. And same thing with who am I forgetting?
Grant Jones.
Yeah, Grant Jones, and then also with Fred Warner. So we'll have to keep evaluating it.
Towards the end of the game, was there any consideration to give Bo Hodge those reps that Critchell ended up getting?
There was, but I think if we can get, you know, knowing that we had the game in hand, if we can get Bo a little bit more recovery time, that was kind of we were kind of in a position where we had to decide whether or not to push him to come out and play right away. I think another extra week would be beneficial for him.
Coach, you talked about being more aggressive. Do you feel like that was more of a mindset you're trying to get across, or more of kind of a schematic?
I think I just threw that out there, just hoping that it would cover it all. You know, and, I thought we were more aggressive with the way we practiced and the way that we approached our work day as coaches. And the call was to everyone, you know, to our players, and the focus was a lot better. What I was trying to establish through that is get more confidence, and I think we were able to get more confidence in the builds. But you know, just having optimism isn't good enough. You know, just to say that things will get better isn't good enough, and you have to combine that with hard work and preparation. And when you get those combined, and you do it right, then you have confidence, and that shows on the field. I thought, although it wasn't perfect, there's a lot of things that we could still do, and it's just a lot easier to make those corrections when you win.
What were your initial thoughts on Will Cox's play in place of an injured Troy Warner?
I thought he did some good things. I thought, you know, with them going fast, we were able to use a bunch of different DBs and corners, and I thought Mike Shelton did some good things there too, and Diane has always been solid. Trey Green did some good things, you know, but towards the end we kind of let some of the other guys get some reps, and it just sucks when you want to, you know, the initial thought from the D coordinators to put the starters back in, but our guys have to learn. They have to learn to get through some of these drives, and if you can do it with a win, I'll sacrifice points so that guys can get experience.
Can you talk about KJ's play? We talked about his injury, but just the way he played.
Just a really, he has really good instincts, you know, and we've been missing that a lot in the running game. Just a different attack system. I think he's able to see things, and he's a little quicker. He's a little bit more dynamic, smaller, but he sees things a little bit differently than the other running backs. And I think for all the guys and all the injuries that we've had to deal with, I don't think didn't have one running back that was available every game all season. And so for what we had to put together, I've been really pleased with those guys and how much they work. And I think it's the little things that they've done, pass pro, and you saw some stuff that they do with the checkdowns. I think it's a compliment to the coaches, and it's our quarterback being able to find them. And so it's been really pleased with the guys getting this win, and just want to keep working and getting better.
Was it a satisfying feeling to see your team actually happy in the locker room today?
Yeah, I mean that's a given, you know, and I feel like they deserve it, and they've worked hard for it. And there's times that you know, it gets really difficult when you're trying to come back from a slump that we had, you know. So, but this is just one game. I get to the next one and keep that same fight.
Kalani, we haven't been able to ask you about Ula Tolotau. Are you able to address his situation?
No, I'm not. Obviously, he didn't play today, but I'm not able to talk about his situation specifically.
Any other questions?
Coach, you forced 5 turnovers today. That leads to 20 points off turnovers. What do you attribute that success to today?
Well, I think San Jose State made some mistakes, and we were able to capitalize on it, you know, but our guys were in the right spot, and when we work with our technique and our guys that work their effort, and I think the one that comes to mind is the punt. I think the punt that was muffed by the returner, Zane Anderson, was right there to pick it up, and because of his hard work and his hustle and his effort, most of the times they've given the returners more time to jump on it, and he just dropped it. And it seemed like Zane just picked it up right off the ground immediately, and our guys work hard. I mean, they give us the effort, and we can do the right things as coaches. We can get them ready to win.
One of the things this year is it seems like a penalty or a turnover has really gotten the guys down. They've really struggled to come back from that. Not today. They had the tipped ball interception.
Yeah.
And penalty there that ended up, they ended up getting a field goal for the boys. The guys seem to respond at least better than they have in the past. Is that what you saw? Just different.
Yeah, I think experience is a big thing for these guys, and being able to get over issues, over negative plays, and move on to the next. Our guys have been through a lot, this season, and hopefully they're able to understand how they can come back from those negative plays, And those guys, the issues, the mistakes that were made, I thought they corrected them in the way that they played the rest of the game, and it's really proud of our players.